Welcome to the channel, everyone. This is Easy Gamer. How you all doing? Yeah, logging on to War Thunder, and I was surprised to find something very new, something unique, something I didn't know was coming. I thought, oh, sorry, something I thought would come, but I didn't know when. And what gave me the idea of this was in the beginning of the year they added the South African to the War Thunder. And I was just wondering, when would Israel come? Because South Africa and Israel have got a very complex, a very good history of arms. A lot of cooperation between the two countries in previous years. So I was wondering when they would introduce South Africa and Israel. And it has come true. But it looks like to me, information that I've read from here, is that it's only 2 premium aircraft. But like Gaijin, in their wisdom, they will add more. And they don't tell, or I haven't seen how they're going to add it into the tech trees. Are they going to make like with the South Africans? They added them into the ground tree, the ground tech tree for the British. Are they going to add Israel into the air tree of the British? I don't know. So I am happy to see it. It's another one of those countries that have had a turbulent history and have had to fight for its survival, and that have produced some very good equipment over the last many years. So let's go through the aircraft. We are getting a Spitfire and an A4 Seahawk, A4E Seahawk. Nothing new, nothing interesting as far as I am any aware of. We've got Seahawks and we've got Spitfires. I don't know if this A4E is any different to what is in, and the Spitfire that's coming got a very many different names behind it. I don't know if it's any different to what is already in the game. I battled to find any information, but I went and did some research on the Israeli Air Force. So let me read through my notes, what I jogged down that might be interesting to some people, and then we will talk about this dev blog, and then we will move on and give our thoughts on it. So the Israeli Air Force was founded on May 28, 1948. It sounds like it was just after their independence. They had a mixture of aircraft that they got under the table or that they could procure somewhere. Basically like hand-me-downs, second-hand aircraft. They had some B-17s, they had some Bristols, they had some Bullfighters, they had some De Havilland Mosquitoes, they had P-51 Mustangs. But a while back, I was remembering listening to something, and I remember they also had a couple of Yugoslavian aircraft and Czech aircraft. And reading through the article, I also found out they had purchased from Czechoslovakia, I think it's Czechoslovakia, they had purchased some Bf-109Gs, 25 of them. And this Spitfire that they're showing in the video, yeah, they had 60 of them. And the A4 Skyhawks, they had 53 of them, which they had purchased from America. But then after this, France was the biggest arms supplier to Israel. And then, don't know what happened, but they switched over to America and they started buying most of their arms, the aircraft and that from the US. I don't know what happened there. I don't know what went wrong. The first fighter squadron of the Israeli Air Force is the 15th Squadron, which was established on May 20th, 1948. As you can see, it was after, or just after declaring independence, they established it. And one of their operations that they had performed was Operation Kurdish, which was 1956, the Suez Canal. They've also performed fantastic work in the Yom Kippur War, the 6-Day War, the Arab-Israel War, which the Israeli Air Force had set the bar. They had, I think it was in the Yom Kippur War, where they had practiced so hard and they had drilled how to destroy the entire, I think it was the Egyptian air defense network, and to do a preemptive attack to knock out the entire Egyptian Air Force in one swooping blow that they could reign supreme. So it's a very complex Air Force. Some of the aircraft they are operating that I found now. Going a bit old far back is the A4s, the F4s, the F15s, the F16s, and recently the F35s. And then I do know the Kafar. I hope I'm not saying that right. I'm saying that right. Kafar. Yeah, I'm sorry about that. I hope I'm saying it right. I do know they have got like the South African cheetah, and they have upgraded it even further. I think it's to a 4th generation fighter or 5th generation fighter. So that is a very beautiful looking aircraft, very similar to the Cheetahs, the Cheetah A, the Cheetah D, the Cheetah B, Cheetah D. Yeah, that's a Cheetah D. So very beautiful. There was a lot of cooperation between South Africa and Israel in the making of the South African Cheetah. It's all based on the French Dassault Mirage. I think it's based on the 3, the outline. Yeah. Um, so what can we expect from this tech tree? We can expect a lot. Because like I said in the beginning, Israel had a very mixture of aircrafts, what they could get from anywhere and everywhere. They had a lot of foreign pilots as well that fled to Israel when they gained independence and set up their air force and their army. So there could be Messerschmitts, there could be the options are endless. So depending on how they're going to do this tech tree, I'm really leaning towards as a sub tech tree as what they did with the South Africans in the British Air Force. If you go look, even their armored vehicles, they had taken a lot of stuff and even captured stuff that they've captured in the Yom Kippur War, 7-Day War, the Arab-Israel War, and all of those, and they had modified it and upgraded. So there is so much variety. Even the Shermans that they were using, they had bought the Shermans. I can't remember from where. Some European country. I can't remember precisely where. And then they upgraded it. New armor, new power pack, bigger turret, bigger gun. And then Argentina bought them as well. And then upgraded them even. I think it was Argentina. Yeah. And upgraded them even further. So, yeah. What they could bring to the British tech tree and to the game is something very unique, something very nice. And I'm liking it all the way. So let's get into the article. We are happy to inform you that in one of the future War Thunder updates, a new playable nation will appear. Israel disputes its youth, and Israel's armed forces are rightfully considered one of the most combat-ready armies in the world. Very true. And Israel's military force are interesting allow of foreign vehicles with advanced domestic machines. Very true. They would buy something and they would upgrade it and Twitter with it and play with it. In upcoming War Thunder update Breaking Ground, 2 premium aircraft from the early access pack will be added to the Israel aviation lineup. The owners of these packs will be the first to get access to the closed beta testing of the aviation tech tree of the new playable nation that will begin in the next major update after upcoming groundbreaking update. Prior to Israel's aviation CBT early access pack, owners will be able to participate in aircraft random battles and prepare their crews. Now this is the Spitfire, very beautiful Spitfire. If I have to buy this pack, I would buy it just for this cabo. This cabo is... Won't let me make it bigger. Yeah, is fantastic. This is such a nice camo. Really, really looks good. Really makes the Spitfire look even beautiful than what it already was. With those curves and then, oh, yeah, it's sexy. Sexy. So this is the Spitfire LF Mark IXE. I think this was somebody that created Ezra Wisman. I think I'm saying that right. Sorry to you if you watch this video and I'm not saying it right. So let's click that off. So let's go. One of the most successful modifications of the legendary Spitfire in the livery of the person aircraft of Alzan Wisman, a RAF veteran pilot who later became the commander of the Israeli Air Force and subsequently became the president of the nation. Okay, I don't know presidents of Israel that much. And I don't know anything of that. I know a lot of small countries like Israel, South Africa, Australia, New Zealand, and all those countries would send people over to Britain to get traded and to shape, like the South African Parabats and the South African Special Forces known as the Rakis, even the Australian SAS, and that are all based off of British standards. Winston Churchill even famously said the SAS was based off the Boer commandos that were fighting the British during the Anglo-Boer War. So we would send a lot of those countries, Israel, Australia, New Zealand. I don't know too much about New Zealand, but Australia would send over, train, come back. Our paratroopers and all of that were all based on the British system. So yeah, that I could believe, and I think it is quite true. In addition to the perfect maneuverability and excellent speed at low and medium altitudes, this aircraft carries 8 cm FLAS rocket or Auckland rockets. Sorry, I got a difficult with naming foreigner. I even battle with some English names. Unique to the game with a sharp head charged warhead and armor penetration values of up to 300 meters. This would be nice to beat up some of those Panthers, Tigers, American T-20, what's it? T-28. Yeah, they must carry on some of those irritating tanks that you find in War Thunder. Very nice. I really like it. The A4E Skyhawk Late. This is also, there's a camo. Yeah, I want to show off. Look at that. That is stunning, people. Look at that camo. Gee whiz. Like I said, I'll buy these packs just for the camos. I love these camos. There's not much to write up about this. A late Israel modification of one of the best strike aircrafts in the game. The aircraft features a new armament of times 2 30mm DEFA guns, a Prashit, and an Egelreiter tail. Okay, I'm sorry, I'm really sorry about that. The premium Skyhawk carries a large payload of various suspended weapons, bombs up to 200 pounds, Xena and Mighty Mouse rockets, gun pods, and AGM-62 Walleye guided bombs. Wonderful strike aircraft and the best choice to accelerate to reach the high-ranking Israel aviation. So it looks like this will only be an aviation tree for Israel, but I agree 100% with it. I believe that what Gaijin has done with the tech trees, if they have messed it up, they should have narrowed it down like, okay, the Americans, you got America. Then Canada falls under America. South America, pick the powerhouse of that, and then you add the other countries under that one. Europe, okay, Europe's a bit of a problem because you've got France, Germany, Britain, Italy, but you pick the most powerful one. It will be a tough nut to crack between France, Italy, and France, Britain, and Germany. But you pick one and you add the rest of the countries under that. Then you go to the Russian side, the Baltics and those areas. That will automatically fall under Russia. Then you add Yugoslavia, Ukraine, Lithuania, all those countries under there. Then you come down to Africa. Africa's got 3 powerhouses. Egypt falls under Africa. South Africa, and what's the other one? Nigeria. There's a few, but yeah, South Africa, on the concept of building its own weapons, I reckon would be in there. But then you have them under. You have a powerhouse for Africa, and you have the power. Then you go to the Australian Peninsula. There's only like Australia, New Zealand, and a couple of small countries, New Guinea and those places. Then you go to the Middle East. Saudi Arabia, I think, would be the powerhouse there. Then you have Syria and all of those places under it. You go to the Chinese Peninsula. Okay, China conquered all of them. So that's how I reckon they should have done it. So you only have like 6 nations, but you have a shitload of weapons in those Six Nations of different varieties. Would have been a pretty nice idea, but they have taken a different route. So yeah, we'll see how it goes. But I'm liking this. I'm really enjoying this. This will be nice. If they can get the tech tree up done, and they can start adding some of the Israeli tanks and armor, it would be pretty nice. It would be nice. I really like this. So yeah, thanks for watching. That's all I've got to say on this situation. I'll see you guys in the next one. Talk again. Keep well. Goodbye.